tell you what, I got 100 pounds of carrots. Well, 90 pounds after I take out all the split stuff. And now the thing with carrots is if you don't take them out of the big plastic bag.
Now, I'm not going to tell you to start a drop shipping business or Amazon FBA or.
Okay, buddy. Thank you. So I have been washing carrots and laying them out on the island on a big flour sack, a paper flour sack, open paper flour sack to dry. Hey, Tina Elliott, I'm just going to sit here for a minute. Well, because folks are still coming in. And yeah, I know what I got to do. Tweedle-dee. So how's everybody been doing? We did our final shopping of the winter, before winter, our final Costco shopping. I'll tell you all about it in a minute before everybody. Hey, Malka, Karen. Sorry. Hey, Seashell, my love, how are you? Ninja Clan. Was that Mary Jo Mosley I saw up there? Yes, I did. So it was expensive, but it wasn't all necessities either, right? Hey, Faisy. Give me a second here, guys. I'm waiting for everybody to come on in. Hang on a second. I can't do this like this. To do it this way so I don't get it all over my cards. Hey, Joe, how's it going? Jean Phillips, Kathleen Plumley, Misfit Mountain Farm, Robin Rose, Angie Mack, Linda Bob, Sherry Leach, y'all coming on in. Tina Elliott, we ran to Costco today as well. The crowds were unreal. Well, I didn't really, if you think about it, I didn't need toilet paper. I bought another thing of paper towels, not because we need them, but because, right? It's going to be cold and wet here tomorrow. I just went out in the garden and picked a few peppers and still getting zucchini. Picked a few zucchini for supper. We had, okay. Anyway, we went to Costco. And Howie still has to stop and get dog food tomorrow. I went to the clothing exchange at the grandchildren's school and came home with the front seat of the car, the whole back seat, and the whole trunk filled with clothes. Who's going to wear all them clothes, Karen? Hey, Mamakins. Hi, Audrey Abbott. Just a few minutes early. I want to give everybody time to come on in and say hi. And hi, Audrey. Kathy Pinkstaff, hello. My mind went right to Flagstaff where we almost had a massive collision on the whatever. Howie was the highway when we were going out of Flagstaff where we almost bought it. The 17 coming out of Flagstaff. 70 miles an hour is the speed limit, or was. 6 kids and 3 adults. They expect us to take as much as, oh, well, there you go. Awesome. Because if I'd come home from a thing with that much clothing in the back of the car, how you'd say, who you housing? Hey, Simply Jessica. So, yeah, we went to Costco yesterday. I went to Bulk Barn. And in a second, I'm going to show you. Now, is everybody aware of the greeting card holiday exchange? Now, I'll say Christmas card exchange, but there are some folks among us who are Jewish and who don't celebrate Christmas and all that stuff. You don't have to send Christmas cards. You can send whatever kind of card you want. And just don't be surprised if all your cards are like, say, Happy Hanukkah or Merry Christmas or Happy Kwanzaa or something, because it's non-denominational. It's the time of year when we want to come together and share. And for the last couple of years, we did, hi, Angie Mack, Marla Cato. We did recipe exchange. Well, this year we're doing a seed exchange. And the reason we're doing Christmas cards, now think about this, folks, before you join. I got comfy steel-toed boots. There's going to be a heavy carts moving around at work. Well, be careful, darling. Oh, I've got this all upside down and backwards. So the whole point is A, you got to pick a packet of seeds that will slip right into a Christmas card without any notice. And B, when you get what happens is people send me their name, their mailing address, I don't need your phone number, but your name, your mailing address, and your YouTube or Facebook name, so I know who I'm talking to. And then at the beginning of November, I compile a list, and every person gets 5 names that they commit to mailing out a greeting card to with a packet of seeds in it. But the way it works is it rotates in such a way that you usually get more than what you send out. So we're doing that this year. And when you get somebody's address, before you put a seed in the package, look at where they live. You know, some there's beautiful tomatoes, beefsteak tomatoes. I can't grow them here. I get 1 or 2 tomatoes and then it's all, it's all frost. Hey, Michelle, Lynn Smith, Natasha B. But send it to connectedheartsfamily@gmail.com. And that way, see, we used to do it through Facebook, but then people would commit and then drop out. And like they would get their cards, but they wouldn't send the ones they committed to. That's why I ask for everybody's name and address, because I will compile the list. And, it's people who want to remain secret and do nefarious things will remain secret and do nefarious things. Oh, of course you wash all the clothes first. Yes, my cloud is blue. It changes color. See? Fall. That's green. You really can't tell. That's blue. This is dark blue. And then there's purple. So I'm this color today. That's kind of what I'm feeling today. So yeah, that's what we're doing. connectedheartsfamily@gmail.com if you want to be in the greeting card exchange. Be aware you may get a name that's from the other side of the world. Be prepared that you're going to commit to mailing out 5 greeting cards with 5 packets of seeds. I needed to know how to grow. So yeah, we went to Costco yesterday, went to Bulk Barn. You're getting the video tomorrow. And something that I became aware of. We got a rotisserie chicken for supper last night. We're having leftovers. Well, not leftovers. I cut up the leftover chicken and put it on the cookie sheet with some oven roast potatoes, covered it in foil. That's going to just heat up, basically. And I'm stir-frying zucchinis. I'm late. I was watching another live stream. Hey, prepping for heaven. How's it going? You just buy whatever seed. Think about it. What kind of seeds would you like to get? Would you like to get, the easiest seeds to send are like peppers, tomatoes, herbs. Herbs are a big one. I mean, I seem to do a lot with just salt, pepper, and garlic, but I use herbs in a lot of things that you guys just never see, right? Like my homemade Italian seasoning and stuff like that. Yeah, you just email me, Linda Bopp, and ask me for my address. Hey, Carolyn Benjamin, how's it going? So, and if you're going to join the Christmas card exchange, please put that in the subtitle, greeting card exchange, because I don't even answer you guys when I get your address, your name and your address, right? And your YouTube name. That goes I go, oh, another greeting card exchange, bloop, and it goes into a file so that come the beginning of November, I can start to compile it and make the list. Have you ever grown lima beans? Why the heck would I grow lima beans? I know some people like them, but I can't stand them. No, I have never grown lima beans. I'm doing well. Might have to jump in and out and get supper going. Well, it's going to be a fairly short. We're not going to run over an hour, that's for sure. Live stream today because it's going to be fairly short because I've got supper ready to go in the oven and I'm almost done washing 100 pounds of carrots. Now, I've got to go through the pail that I went through. Some are too split. Some are too small to peel, but I'm going to take all them little small ones and just put them in another thing because they'll be fine for the broth bag, right? Okay, just email me and ask me for my mailing address, honey. So so tomorrow, what the thing is carrots were really hard to find this year unless you were going to the grocery store. And I was starting to have a panic attack that I should have bought the 10-pound bags for $3.99. I should have bought more. But we were out for a Sunday drive yesterday, and we were up just past Gracefield, because it's one of those days we haven't been out for just a drive. Like, yeah, we went out, we did our groceries and all that stuff. We came home, put everything away, and then we said, let's go for a drive. Let's just go for a drive. So we went for a drive, and we found this gas station in between Gracefield and Maniwaki that was selling deer carrots for $7 for a 50-pound bag. Now, they'll only sell you two because carrots apparently are hard to find, and they want to make sure everybody gets a chance to get some, and that's really thoughtful of them. And I thought, that's fine. I only need 2 50-pound bags anyway. So I've been washing them because if you don't take them out of the plastic bag right away, wash them and lay them out to dry, if they have to sit in the bags for 2 days, if there's one moldy or rotting carrot, they're going to start to go because split ones and the ones that are or whatever, right? So I think load of carrots and I just wash them. I get a scrubby sponge and I just give them all a run down, and then I open up a big, hey Yoshi, I opened up one of my big flour bags. Remember I said I saved those flour bags, big paper bags? I spread one out on the island, and then I just started washing carrots, putting them in a dish pan, and then I would put a towel down on the paper, dump the carrots on it, and then rub the carrots all over, and then yank the towel out, and then I would go back and I would do another load so that the carrots have been sorted and they're going to be dry. So if they have to sit on my island for the next couple of days, nothing's going to be rotten and nothing's going to get slimy or bad. It's going to be dry. Hey, Alice. Paula, how are you, darling? My Norwegian forest cat is destroying my end table. What are you going to do about that, Angie? What are you going to do about that? So, I took some y'all's advice on a few things. You'll be seeing that video on Monday and Tuesday. I still haven't found any deer carrots. I'm hoping to find some soon. Well, if you find carrots on sale at the grocery store, you go ahead and buy them because apparently there's a shortage this year. It just started raining again. It looks like we're going to get some rain. It was, off sunny with cloudy periods today, and it was sunny yesterday. That's why we went for a drive after we did all our groceries and stuff. It wasn't really groceries. My husband is going to fix it. I saw you, Malka. I said hello when you first came in. Okay, I'm going to show you a couple of things I bought that weren't necessity items, right? This last shopping was me buying my Christmas cards, buying an occasional Christmas present, getting all my baking stuff in order. 100 pounds of carrots from the food bank once and divided and passed them out to seven different ways. Got rain 2 days ago. Hi, Andrew. How are you, darling? I can buy affordable canning jars. Are you in the United States or Canada? Because if you're in the United States, I haven't got a clue. If you don't mind regular mouth, you can buy flats of 12 quart jars with the regular size mouth in Canadian Tire. They were $17.95 or something. But I mean, the largemouth Bernardin jars were $21 for 12. So, hey, Lisa Raby, how's it going? All right, give me a second. I'm going to open my window here. I'm going to show you what I got Briar for Christmas. And I don't mind telling y'all because he doesn't watch my videos ever. My kids don't watch my videos. Well, Arthur might. Now, that's what I got Briar for Christmas. Briar's the one who got me onto sriracha. I heard there was going to be a sriracha shortage this year too. It's been cold and rainy here in northern New York. Yeah, PEI and Nova Scotia got hit really bad. And I hope that our prime minister is going to look after our people as much as he's looked after the flood victims in Pakistan and the Ukraine and all those things he's been helping with. You better get our own folks better get a gold star treatment too. Quart regular mouth, $13.97 at Walmart. Hi, Paula. How are you, darling? Anyway, raining now in Pennsylvania. Hey, Emerald Skies. Hi, Becky. How's it going? I saw some jars in Walmart a few days ago, $14 for wide mouth and $12 for regular pints. Yeah. The pints were, last pints I saw were before I found the $17 quarts in Canadian Tire. Pints were like 17 something everywhere else. So anyway, this is called the Hot Sauce Challenge. 11 gourmet hot sauces. They go from 1 to 11. I got this for Briar. It's kind of like my thing. If I find a hot sauce thing, I always get them for Briar because Briar is a bit of a, they're glass. So I'm going to ask him, they're glass jars, guys. So I'm going to ask him to save me the bottles and the lids. This has wasabi as number 1 as the lowest. Hot piquant. Hot garlic hot sauce. Mango hot sauce. Cajun hot sauce. Chipotle hot sauce. Extra hot sauce. Jalapeno hot sauce. Habanero green hot sauce. Habanero red hot sauce. And the number 11 is called the Carolina Reaper. This will probably do I'm telling you, this would probably do Briar the rest of his life. So there's that. I'm going to put him over here. So, and now, oh, I like cards. And one of the reasons I wanted to go to Costco is because this is where I buy my Hallmark cards for my Hallmark cards. Now I have these ones, which are the pretty foil ones with all the sparklies and the things. And they say Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. Uh-oh. I know it's early, folks, but I'm not planning on going back to Costco anytime soon. Hey, Mama Dukes. And anybody who knows me and everybody in my family expects these because I started them about 3 or 4 years ago, and my family always gets Peanuts cards. So there is my cards. I've ordered them. They're done. And they're nice and heavy. And a packet of seeds in there, not a problem. So that's I was going to get this gourmet popcorn set for Arthur and Mel, and then I thought, well, I should have actually got it and then bought them a popcorn maker. Because it was all these different heirloom popcorns with different jars of seasoning to go with them. So, hey Holly, how's it going? You got to get them while you see them, or you might not find them again. Do you have a pepperoncini canning? I have no idea what that was. We got to get you buying your cards after Christmas. Very inexpensive. I never see them after Christmas in Costco. But I will tell you what. Last few times I bought these were $10. Do you know what they were this year? $16.99. They went from $9.99 to $16.99. That is a 60%. Yeah, that's a 60% increase from last year. Actually, I didn't get them from there. I don't know if I got them from there last year or not. Did you get Gracie a gift? Of course I did. I got her probably 3 pounds of liver treats, dehydrated liver treats. How many are in there? In the cards or in the hot sauce? Pepperoncini is an Italian pepper. Any suggestions on how to can those based on other I don't know. I have no idea. They are a little like an Italian jalapeno. Pickle them. That's what I do with hot peppers. I pickle them mostly. I should have an infrared and Eden Pure heater on the way. I can keep my heater off this year. Oh, wonderful. Hi, Garnett. How are you? Well, of course. Gracie's she's our at-home baby. You know, she gets, this is the routine, okay? If you notice, I don't give them to her when I'm live anymore because she was starting to come in every 10 minutes thinking she was going to get something. But I keep a Macintosh's metal toffee tin on my bedside table, and I put, plain old paws treats or liver treats or whatever's going on in that tin. And every night when we go to bed, I take my pills, and Gracie sits on the bed beside me waiting for her treats, and she gets 3 treats. Sometimes they're broken in half, but she doesn't notice. Just don't break them in front of her. Hey, Sally Starnes from Tyler, Texas. I'm excellent. How are you? Oh, the cards. There's 40 in each box. There's 40 in each box. There's 10 of Snoopy skating with all the little wood stocks, 10 of Snoopy decorating his house, 10 of them decorating the Christmas tree, and then 10 of them building snowmen. So you're usually a little bit different every year. And the other ones are gold and silver and I just like Christmas cards. Always like Christmas cards. And I'm really grateful that we started the Christmas card exchange because it's something people got out of doing. But I tell you what, it came right back, not for me. I do Christmas cards every year and I almost stopped. But I'll tell you what, when that pandemic hit, everybody was like, they almost got us where we weren't, because we weren't gathering for holidays and all this stuff. But the truth is nobody can tell us what our tradition should be. We should always be making new ones. The traditions that make people happy, that make people share and enjoy each other from a distance even, right? Those are the ones we should really be hanging on to. I mean, it's really not about how big my Christmas tree is or whether it's in the window or not in the window or if anybody's even going to be here on Christmas morning. It's all about the anticipation and the joy and the celebration of the season, and another year of saying, thank you, God. I made it through, you know? Hey, Lucy Bourne, Sandra Moore, Matthew McClellan, Abby Iggy, and wait, I hand make and mail 70 to 80 cards every year. Good for you. I don't have the hands for that. Hey, Terry Boivin, how's it going? Tradition. You know what I mean? So, not sending cards becoming a thing in the UK. People are giving to charity instead. I still send them out. Well, you know what? That's another thing. Giving to charities all well and good, but you be careful who you give to. Like, you won't ever hear me saying, oh, give, if when I die, don't send flowers, give it to the cancer, blah, blah, blah. No. You know why? Because actual research may only see $1 out of every 1,000 or every 100 at the very, very most, right? I have a tendency, I don't even think it's in here. It's probably out waiting to be addressed because I throw a lot of junk mail out. Where is it? No, it's probably out in the kitchen. I give to the Salvation Army every year. I give to St. Vincent de Paul when I can. Why? Because those are true charities to me. Those are the true charities. I give to the veterans on Remembrance Day week, right? I always pay for my poppy, and I always give to the Salvation Army and St. Vincent de Paul. Why? Because when we were down, they helped us, right? And if you actually knew the hundreds of millions of dollars that go into cancer research every year, and they're not they've had ways of curing cancer, and people have bought the patent and then locked the patent down and killed there's all kinds of Scheisenheimer stuff going on in the world that we know nothing about. But I will tell you that cancer is $1 billion a day business. So it's horrible. It really is. Of that, Bev, I agree. First comes my family. That's where charity begins. And if someone's in dire need, exactly. Right? So charity, people feel good. The whole thing about charity is trying to make yourself feel good about not doing something for other people. Right? Charity begins at home. Right? You look after your family first. And then if you have extra, then you give. You give to the places that you see physically helping people. I don't see cancer helping anybody, or the cancer research helping anybody. So far, all I've seen them do is genetically modify people's blood and give it back to them. I don't know St. Jude's. I know St. Vincent de Paul's because that's just what I know, right? So much of charities goes to administration costs, so no one needs to research as how much actually goes exactly. Hey, Freedom Sassy. So I'm not saying don't be charitable. I'm saying be really mindful. Do the research. Do the research. I remember once one of my dad's coworkers won a lottery. Not a lottery, but he won a large amount of money, like $100,000. And back in the 60s, that was a lot of friggin' money. So he saw all these like starving children across the world or whatever. And so he went right to them and said, give me a family and I will send them everything they need. Give me the family name and I will send them this money so that they can, oh no, you got to go through us and blah, 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 blah. And it, $10,000 can help 10,000 families and blah, 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 blah. And he just wanted to help one family come out from the mud. And that's when he said, nope, no, you're not getting it. I'll find another way. Right. St. Jude's is an excellent charity for children's cancer. Oh, awesome. So when I say just choose, they have Terry Fox runs and Pink Ribbon runs and all of these different things, organizations. What does the Salvation Army have? A kettle and a drum, right? And I remember the last time I went shopping in the Carlingwood Mall at Christmas time, I was going to go to Dollarama. The day before, I had heard that somebody had robbed where they keep in this one place where they were keeping all the kettles locked up. They're actually just like a plastic fishbowl that you put money in, and they had been robbed. And I remember going to the mall the next day and putting $20 right in the kettle. It's like, you know what? You're going to rob from the Salvation Army, then you got to be an official kind of low. The World Economic Forum wants population control. These are a group of super rich, and they want to make money and reduce population in the world. Well, noob, where you been? We've been poking at the elites for decades. The Illuminati, the World Economic Forum, the World Health Organization, the UN. It's all horse crap. It's all horse apples. One of my husband's birthday and at Christmas, I load the car up with dog and cat items and take it to the local animal shelter. Now, there's a beautiful thing. There's a beautiful thing. Bev, did you know Salvation Army has to pay for people to man the drums now? No one wants to volunteer anymore. Well, that's just really sad. That's what it's coming down to, right? Well, we all know that, noob. I mean, you must be new to my channel. I don't talk about it here. I talk about it on Rumble, but I don't talk much because I find that I would rather work in solution than vent my spleen. Like there's a lot of things I could say about our current government in Canada. Everybody knows how I feel about Trudeau. So, have you dried apples in the oven? I don't have a dehydrator. I don't see why you can't. If you can get your oven below 140 degrees, then I would put big cookie sheets, put parchment on them, because if your cookie sheets are like mine, you want to protect them because, or you want to protect the food from the cookie sheets, whatever. Put a parchment on it or tinfoil, put a cake rack on it and lie your sliced apples on it, and then put it in the oven for, for until it's dry. And if you have more than one rack, make sure you rotate them. No, that'll cook them, honey. I'm sorry, it won't do well. 170 isn't great. And you can't leave the door open because it'll just get hotter. Well, maybe, start looking at thrift stores for dehydrators. The most important thing about dehydrators is that they have a thermostat setting where you can set it to the proper temperature you want, and that they have the motor in the lid or in the back, not like if it's a round one. You don't want the motor in the bottom because they're famous for shorting out from liquid. Did you know our government here in Canada is actually a corporation registered in the USA? Honey, I got news for you, D-Double. I got news for you. We have allowed this to happen. We gotten way too comfortable with putting other people in charge of our lives and in charge of our retirement and in charge of our health and in charge of our education. People are getting real friggin' tired of it. So, hey, Michelle Barnhill, how's it going? Yeah, there's no point, Angie Mack, you're right. There's no point in talking about it. Steven, how's it going? I got 100 pounds of carrots I'm going to be working on tomorrow. I got them all washed today. And I'm going to dehydrate probably half of them. I've got the carcass of our rotisserie chicken in the crock pot for soup tomorrow. My dehydrator are the bottom kind, and I had them for 20 years, still going strong. Oh, good. I'm really glad, because a lot of times they would get too much liquid and they would but they've come a long way in the last 40 years. They really have, dehydrators. So anyway, I'm going behind the fan for a minute, and then I'm going to see if anybody wants a card. Well, Mary Jo, then you look into the Nescos, or look at places like, oh my gosh, the hunting places, the big stores. There's a brain fart for you. Because they sell like any kind of hunting specialty store, like the big box ones. They sell them usually. I haven't been in one in a long time. So, hey, Netty New Hawk, how are you? Our government is totally crazy over here. We are in big trouble. Down with the monarchy. Bass Pro Shop, thank you. And what's the other one? Howie, what's the other one? Cabela's and Bass Pro Shop. But I mean, when I bought my first Nesco, and it's the one that's still going, I paid $56 in Arizona for it. A card, please. Jackie Geeb. I had hubby get grapes because they were on sale so I could make raisins, and he got the ones that weren't on sale. Oh my goodness. Most expensive raisins ever. Well, I went to Bulk Barn and I got yellow raisins, and I got the great big raisins, and I got some more dried cranberries because that's what I like to put in my fruitcake. We are in big trouble. Okay, wait a second. We here in the U.S. became too complacent with our government too, but President Trump got us out of being a corporation when he was in office. Not sure if this faux president has put U.S. back in one. Yeah, there's that, right? It is time that we stop. We have been electing people to look after us for far too long. Okay? Whatever happened to by the people for the people? Whatever happened to that? Whatever happened to we elect them and they work for us? It has come to the point where somebody can make all the promises in the world, get elected on them as prime minister, and then turn around and say, yeah, we're not going to do that. We're going to do this instead. And yeah, it's stomping on your rights. But you know what? We found a loophole and we're going to do it because it's for the greater good. What kind of crap? And that is allowed to happen. The man lied when he said that he went on the recommendations of law enforcement to invoke the Emergencies Act. And everyone goes, that wasn't a peaceful protest. Horns blew for 10 days. No, peaceful protest means nobody was fighting. Nobody was hurting each other. Nobody was looting. Nobody was throwing bombs. That kind of peaceful protest. Horns, who gives a shit? You people have lost... Not you people. A lot of people have lost what it actually means to be free, right? Yeah, well, you can, everybody's entitled to their opinion. Just remember, opinions are like assholes. Everybody has one, and they usually all stink. Oh, nothing was burning? Good. Oh, yeah, absolutely. And yet Turdo said, oh, well, I have no problem with protests as long as I agree with them. I've attended many peaceful protests. Black Lives Matter, for one. That was peaceful. It's hard to believe we elect these people. I don't think we do. I really don't think we do. The truth is, if everybody stopped voting, they would still find a way to vote who they want. All I can say is it's going to be a very long, cold, dark ass winter this year for most of us. Well, for starters, we're in a grand solar minimum, right? So get used to the sound of polar vortex coming in from blah, 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 blah. Aces, they allow the protests as long as the violence is leading to them get more power over you. Mm-hmm. Hey, hot child in the city. The thing is there's always going to be people that believe in the system. All right. But more and more people are going, wait a second, I didn't authorize that. And, as far as Quebec wanting to separate and become its own country, or Alberta wanting to separate, they can't do it. Do you know why? Because the natives own Canada. All of our taxes and stuff that go into native tribes and thank you, Alice. No card, just a prayer for my family. We lost my nephew this week, and he was a single father of oh, honey. Oh, I'm so sorry. Of course we'll pray for your family. There's a lot of people we're praying for this week. The thing is here in Canada, the natives own the land. Now, they're on reserves, yes. But the truth is, the government have key people in place in the band offices in those reserves to make sure that people are kept down. Because if they ever realize the power they actually have and honest people got, because don't tell me that there's no corruption in small government, because there is. That's where it starts at the worst. It's cutthroat. But the truth is, we pay those band offices and those chiefs and stuff, and they decide who the money's and how the money in their tribe is spent. So that's where their corruption starts. But the truth is the way the government pays for the native people or the indigenous peoples is because they own the land. And we're basically paying rent. Nothing ever gets owned. Nothing. And the native people indigenous people never really believed in land ownership. It is for all. But yeah, they got took, didn't they? Oh, they're not just puppets. They're shellless, soulless marionettes for sure. If you were born in Canada, we all own it. Our history is a lie. I was born in Canada, but I'm from immigrants. My dad was born here in Canada 6 years after his parents landed. 6 or 7 years after his parents landed. I don't know how long my mom's family's been in the country, but I know my dad's came over in 1919. So I'm one generation away from immigrants. So don't tell me I don't understand. Right? I may have been born here, but the moment my birth certificate was signed and I was registered with the Canadian government, I became the property of the Canadian government. Don't let them think it is any other way. Oh, you made corn chowder for lunch. Yeah. Don't think for a minute that your land, if you own it, that it's yours. Because the government can walk in anytime with any excuse and say, no, we're going to requisition this and we're just going to give you what we think is a fair amount for it. Bye-bye. What airport was that, dear? The airport where they put everybody out of their houses and gave them what they thought was fair market value and then it never got built? That was down outside of Toronto, wasn't it? Pontypool or some bloody thing? Well, D-Double, that's why I'm saying opinions. Everybody has one, and most of them stink. God doesn't own anything. God doesn't own us. We don't own. This is where people got to change their thought process. Okay. They don't have to. This is where my thought process has changed. Okay? Nobody owns anything. Not in the Charles Schwab Great Reset kind of way. Okay? Everything we have, we hold in trust. If I pay my taxes and I pay my mortgage and all of that stuff, I may have something left to leave my children when I go. Or we may pay it all off and just live in an RV and go cruising, right? Yeah. It's like even when you put money in the bank, technically the bank owns your money. You sign away the right for them. They can use it in any way they want to gamble with. They gamble with your money. And unless you get into stocks or anything like that, you're not getting anything from it. They're crooks. It's just Pickering. Thank you, Cooking Mom. The Pickering Airport. Yeah, I know. You still have to pay taxes or they'll take it, right? Well, the thing is, I agree. Without God, we have nothing. Or without our faith, we have nothing. Because our faith is what keeps us hoping for a better day, putting one foot in front of the other. Right? Always. Always. I am nothing without my faith. Hey, Cindy's home. Hi, Patriot Chick. Poetry Queen. I lived in Pickering in 73 to 86. It was beautiful and rural then. Yeah. Now it's just it's urban sprawl from the greater Toronto area. We don't own our land because we pay land taxes on our land every year. I have no, well, now if you thing is property taxes, I have no problem paying my property taxes. Do you know why? Because that's who gets our roads plowed. That's who picks up our garbage. That's who repairs our roads. That's who put up the sign, hidden entrance, because I almost got T-boned 3 times coming out of my driveway. That's what your municipal taxes are for. That's got nothing to do with the rest of government. That's just you paying for the services that help keep where you live fine, right? You don't want to pay taxes? Buy on our organized property where there's no municipality at all. Do you know what the criminal taxes are? Income tax. Income tax. They're starting now. They're trying to say that, everybody who's paying EI, if we have a surplus, we're going to dump that into the Canada Pension Plan. Why? Because they're spending our money before we can retire and accept it. That's why they've pushed the old age pension from 65 to 67 if you're born after 1958 here in Canada. Give them an inch and they'll take the whole zucchini. So, just met some of your country women from Ontario. I live in Aiken, South Carolina. Oh, well, that's lovely. Well, the thing is everything else is just a money grab. See, when I pay my property taxes every year, and I pay them on with my mortgage payment, when I pay my property taxes, that means my garbage will get picked up. That means my road will be plowed. That means whenever there's a pothole, and there's always a pothole, it'll get fixed. That means the bridge down the road we haven't been able to cross it for 3 weeks is because they've repaired it and made a better bridge. These are all things that I see happening with the money I spend every year. Well, yes, there is that, Poetry Queen, too. I have a pantry shelf in my kitchen. Am I supposed to keep my home canned goods in a dark space? You don't have to. But yeah, I mean, light always can mess with, like I have a brown curtain over my window right now because I have herbs drying in there too. So, but yeah, but it doesn't ever get a whole lot of direct sunlight in that room anyway. Direct sunlight you don't want, but just light, if your pantry's in your kitchen, it is what it is, right? Yeah, I know. When we lived in Ontario, we had to pay for our trash to be picked up. I had to pay for these tags that you stickers that you put around the garbage bag, and then they would pick it up. If you didn't have a tag that you bought from the township, then you didn't get your garbage picked up. That's horse crap. What are property taxes for? Well, I've seen what happens to dirt roads and even our country back roads that don't get looked after, especially when you live in a place where there's a lot of frost and heaving in the spring, when you live between a mountain and a river. You know what I mean? We don't pay sales tax on food here. Well, see, we pay close to 15% on harmonized sales tax or goods and service tax. I don't know what it is. It's between 13 and 15%. Unless it's like if you buy in bulk, then they don't tax you. Oh, and also with my cards, I bought another roll of 100 stamps. And that for me was almost that was 90 some dollars for a roll of stamps. That's my second roll, but I'm gonna make sure I get Christmas cards out this year. Yeah. Depends on who lives in a neighborhood for roads to be maintained. Well, my roads get maintained. I'm on the wrong side of the creek too. Hell, I'm on the wrong, well, yeah. How many times the same thing is taxed several times? Like it's called trickle down taxing, right? Income tax was supposed to be temporary after the war, kind of like daylight friggin' savings time. Yes, the first Sunday in November, my clocks go back. So I will be gone from Eastern Daylight Time to Eastern Daylight Savings Time, I believe it's called. So anyway, I just want to, I'm not angry. I'm just saying that it's really, really hard. Okay, Linda Bop, awesome. We pick the company and pay, and every company is different. Well, let me put it to you this way. Everything you buy when it comes to food, laundry, soap, um, any kind of anything that has chemicals in it, food, laundry, soap, chicken, canned goods, groceries, they're all owned by 5 companies across the world. 5. So you can say, well, Pepsi's better than Coke, but they're probably owned by the same company. You understand? They don't, they just make it look like you have a choice when you really don't. The only choice you have is to grow and raise your own if you can. Hey, Pam Robinson. I'm thankful here in Alabama we pay $120 property tax a year for an acre of land. Well, we have just under an acre, so it's not a full acre. So I still call it it's like 0.1% under a full acre. But we went from when we first moved here, our taxes were like $300 a year. Now they're like 800 or 1100 a year. But mind you, our property has almost doubled in size, and we've done a lot of improvements on it. So, or buy from independent farmers. Yeah, there's that too. Hey, Rosario. Just like Dollar General, Family Dollar, Dollar Tree. Yeah, yeah, right. It is what it is. And 800 a year. Wow, mine's 465 a month. Yeah, well, what I don't pay in property taxes, we make up for in income tax, federal as well as provincial income tax, insurance on the house and vehicles, license plates. We pay just in house and vehicle insurance and license plates. We pay over $700 a month. 700 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 a month. It's, we're one of the highest tax countries in the world, and I don't understand why we have to pay any taxes at all. Why don't they just put it in the friggin' in the price? Oh yeah, insurance is a killer. So I have just under an acre, and my land tax is a little under 1,000 a year. Yeah, everything's a money grab. If it, everything is a money grab when it comes. If it has anything to do with government, whether it's municipal, federal, or provincial or state, it's a money grab. Everybody's grabbing at the same pie. And they're just struggling for whoever gets the biggest piece. And we're the pie, folks. We are the pie. I don't pay monthly to read. We had so many people, Malka, that went against the smart meters. That they said, well, if you don't want a smart meter, you're going to have to pay $20 a month for someone to read your hydro. Fine, pay it. I don't know how putting a smart meter on my house. And then so many people opted out that it got dropped down to $5 a month. And now I only pay for it twice a year. So, yeah, won't do a smart meter. Won't do a smart meter. I think at the very least, by the time you get Social Security, you should not be paying property taxes. Should have to keep paying your land just to survive after owning it for so long. That's true. Yeah, they tell you when you hit 100, you don't have to pay taxes anymore. We are the pie, and they really must enjoy eating us up. Yep. Call it a spy meter. Everything's a spy meter. The fact that we're sitting here talking, they don't make this easy just so that we could do this. Every flat screen TV, especially if it's a smart TV, every flat screen monitor, whether you think it has a camera or not, has the ability to record everything that's going on around you, whether it's turned on or not. You want to shit a ring around yourself? Type see, I don't have voice activation, but I have voice type, but I have to hit the microphone to make it voice type. Type in Brita water filter jugs. Type that in, like go Brita water, and then search it, and then shut it off, and then go look at Facebook. A whole bunch of ads for Brita water filters will come up. They're listening, folks. There's no way around it unless you want to live in the woods, in the middle of nowhere, without any electricity, any internet, any telephone, any communications. And even then, they know where you are. Don't tell me. It's a small world after all, isn't it? Don't even get me started on Disney. Well, Instagram is also owned by Mark Zuckerberg, who owns Facebook. First question was to make sure they couldn't control our meter. Exactly. That's right. Saw the Canadian Mounties at Queen's funeral. They were magnificent. Well, thank you. I don't have a lot to say about law enforcement. Not since the pandemic started. I don't have much to say. I've lost a lot of respect. And Trudeau finally, he was caught on camera saying that, we enacted the Emergencies Act on the advice of law enforcement. Every law enforcement involved said, no, we didn't. No, we didn't. No, we didn't. I hope he comes up on an entire list of crimes for defrauding the Canadian people. I know, Yoshi. I know. That's one of the reasons we went for a drive yesterday, because they're just starting. Like after we came home, went shopping, we went for a drive, and it was a good thing because we had a lovely drive, saw some deer. Gracie barked at the cows, and we were looking around going, okay, another week, and this will be like a quilt of reds and golds and greens, And I said, oh, how we look. The trees are getting their party clothes on. And after the big dance, they shed all their party clothes and they go to sleep for the winter. And the evergreens stand by and watch over them. So, oh yeah, I know. That's why I wouldn't get a Oculus an Oculus virtual reality thing. You have to have a Facebook account because guess who owns Oculus? And all your programs have to be rented, not bought. So, well, I'm sure that it was beautiful. I've seen them put on some beautiful displays, our Royal Canadian Mounted Police. But like I said, most of the police that rode down people with horses and rubber bullets and stuff, those were rent-a-cops. Those weren't our police. Those were people brought in from like hardcore hardcore riot specialists from out of province. Hey, Juliana, how are you, darling? Well, listen, the truth is we can be upset about it. Like getting angry at seeing the truth, seeing the truth and getting angry about it is a natural human reaction. But staying angry about it is not healthy. And the truth is, you got to work in solution. What's my solution? I can more. I garden more. I save more. Right? Why? Because I have no idea what's coming down the pipe, but I am working my butt off trying to get our debts paid off so that when Howie retires, or God forbid, if he has another heart attack, that I won't have a problem managing what's happening. Our house is half paid off. And so we're getting there. You know, it's going to take 10 years of being, well, not 10 years. It's if I follow my plan, then it's only going to be 5-6 years before everything can be paid off. But it takes some restraint in spending. So I bought myself a charcuterie board yesterday from, I called it a cutting board, but it's a great big long heavy wood charcuterie board. And that was my Christmas gift to myself. And so were my Christmas cards and my stamps. And that's it. I don't need anything for Christmas. I'm getting a grandbaby. So I got all I need. You know what I mean? So it's one thing to be outraged about something, but you don't hold on to the rage. You start working in solution. And working in solution means, okay, I'm angry about that, or I'm hurt over that. What can I do about it? Nothing? Well, what can I do about the outcome of what's going on? Or what can I do to change the outcome of what's going on? Staying in the place of anger. And that's what they've been trying to do for 3 years. They've been stirring the pot, trying to keep everybody, monkeypox, tomato pox, people are getting sick and nobody knows why. You know what? Whatever is handed to us on a daily basis, we can only ask our higher power, our creator, our spirit, our God. We can only ask our faith to guide us in common sense, right? I've been like a squirrel trying to get things, and nature's been providing this year, right? And all the animals are taking advantage. I've been taking my cues from nature, right? And people fell in fear. A lot of people fell in fear, and a lot of us who stood fast, we're close. We're really close. But when this happened, and then this happened, and this happened, and now it's all coming out in the wash going, ventilators and remdesivir doesn't work. That's a death sentence. If you live past that, it's by luck and good fortune, right? Yes, I've been to Niagara Falls when I was young. I have been to Niagara Falls. I stopped paying any tax on my straw man account to a criminal foreign corporation. I want to see any contract I have first. I'm not sure I understand what that means. Yeah. What's the point of being afraid? That's what they want. They want us to be milling around going, oh my God, somebody save us. That's what they want. No, you are the master of your own destiny. You know, control is an oxymoron. Control doesn't exist. You do know that, right? Because to have control means you have every outcome covered. You know exactly how it's, you don't. You may have control of the car that you're driving down the road, but you don't have control over the icy patch that you don't see. You don't have control of the 18-wheeler crossing the line because of the fog. You do not have control over that. We don't have control. The government can walk in any time and take everything I own. I don't have control over that. What I do have control over is how I deal with those fears. I don't let them become fear, right? You are the prophet of your own life. Beautiful, beautifully said. You know, I mean, you may think you have control, but you don't. What you do have is a pattern and a path to work in solution. Stop trying to take control of something we have no control over. We don't have any control over whether it's going to rain tomorrow. I mean, yeah, I know the elites think they have control over a lot of stuff, but they just got bigger grips and bigger reaches than we do. So what do? I pay my bills. I continue to work. I garden. I can. I share. And I pay my bills. And I give the rest to God because that's all I can do. I've been learning how to sculpt concrete, not hoping I can make it into a side job and sell them, but I'm really not good with networking because I avoid talking to people in real life. Yeah, well, I'm just saying they will do everything they can. And you know, we all know who I'm talking about, the elites that are pulling all the strings of the marionettes of the world order. Right? They can do everything they want. And they will until we say, "Oh, no. You don't get to do that." Like the day they tell us we got to start paying for our garbage pickup, "Oh, no. You don't get to do that. My municipal taxes covers that." That kind of thing. You don't have to accept the unexpected. You don't have to accept the unacceptable. Okay? I'm going to go put dinner in the oven. No, I'm not. I'm going to do that in a minute. But midst of it all, God's still in control. Well, yeah. Right? Why? Because our creator's the only perfect being. And the moment somebody said, God's going to judge you, no, he's not. It's our job to judge ourselves, not God, not anybody else, not even anybody. Nobody has the right to judge, right? We judge ourselves. And if you find yourself wanting, you do the best you can to put a better foot forward the next time. Judging ourselves is all we have to walk that line, that thin line between black and white. And try to put us against each other, but we got to stick together and look past it. Exactly. I think so too, Angie Mac. I think so too. Your garbage is $12 a month. Yeah, see? No. I hope you get to see it, Mary Jo. Now listen, folks. I have talked longer than an hour. That's what they want. They want people divided. And they've been doing it for centuries. Different factions of religion, different factions of Christianity, different factions of government, different factions of leaders. Since when did we look down on the earth and see lines drawn to keep people apart? I don't want a globalist thing, okay? But I do think my country should look after its own first. I'm not saying that they shouldn't help when they can, but I think any country that has a deficit of more than 20% should cap all spending until that deficit is balanced. Because, Trudeau said, "Oh, we're going to give to Pakistan to help with their floods, and for every dollar Canadians give, the federal government's going to match it." That's double dipping, because the money from the federal government we put there, the taxpayers of this country, we put it there. So if I give $1,000, the government's going to give $1,000 and then take it out of my pocket again. And they make it sound like, it makes it sound like we've got trillions of dollars. We don't. We're in the $1 trillion deficit. Thanks for being generous with your time, Bevel. Thank you. Anyway, now comes the time when we share a bit of spiritual nourishment. If you don't want to pray, that's totally up to you. There's no judgment at all. This is for those of us who want to drop the walls. This isn't about religion. This is about you connecting to your faith and I connecting to mine. And we come together and link hearts and hands. And we find the commonalities in our faith, which is love and light, right? God is all good all the time. You call your higher power, your creator, your source, anything you want to call it, okay? If something I say doesn't sit with your faith, then just leave it out. We're here for love and light, okay? Now that everybody's had a chance, for those of you who are leaving, take care, God bless. And we'll see you all on Thursday. And for those who care to, please help me close with some spiritual nourishment. Again, you connect to your faith. I will connect to mine. All right? Let's do some nice deep cleansing breaths. You breathe in the peace, breathe out the fear. Breathe in the love, breathe out the negativity. Breathe in the light. Exhale the darkness, okay? 3 nice deep breaths. Hey, God, creator and one source of all, the source of all love and all light. How's it going? God, I just want to say there's a lot of people out there that are grieving. People are sick. People got blood clots. People are losing folks, in their family and their friends. People are facing financial challenges, health challenges, relationship challenges, loneliness, addiction, all of those things that come with being human. God, we want to lift all those other people up. Not all the other people. We want to lift up all the people that need a special look and love and kiss from you, God. The people that are sick, the people that are battling illness for their loved ones, the people that are dealing with grief and finances and all of these things. We lift them up to you, God, so that the light of your love can shine down on them. And even if they don't know where it's coming from, that they will feel the love, because we are loving on them too. Oh, God, we ask that you fill us with the light of your love as we link hearts and we link hands. Let us be powered up by your love, God, so powered up that we can't contain it and it glows forth from us. And as we walk forward, heart in heart, hand in hand, we spread your light, God. We reflect the light of your love and it parts the darkness. So, God, thank you for bringing us all together, keeping us, putting one foot in front of the other, keeping us from judging each other, and keeping us together in your love. Thank you, God. Thank you for my YouTube family. Really, thank you for my YouTube family. I love them so much. Amen. Shalom. Namaste. Peace be with you. Merry meet, merry part. Blessed be miigwech. Walk in the light of God's love. Whatever the language you use when you connect with your faith, the language should always be love because God is all good all the time, and He is the source of love. Take care. God bless, and I'll see you guys on Thursday. Mwah! Love you. I got to go make dinner.